A very good evening to you, our blessed listeners. This is Cambridge Radio, the station that cares for you. Stay tuned for news, update, entertainment, and educative programs. And we are going in for our full bulletin at 4 with me, Lynette Afandi. And as we begin, former leader of the majority in the Senate, Kipchumba Murkomen, and Minor Whip Susan Kihika have moved to court to challenge their ouster. The High Court certified their application as urgent, with Justice James Makau set to determine the matter. Among those listed as respondents are Registrar of Political Parties, Senate Speaker Ken Lusaka, Jubilee Party Secretary General Raphael Tuju, and KANU's Chairman Nelson Zoya. In the pleadings presented to the court, Murkomen and Kihima claimed that the respondents disregarded the law by getting into an illegal coalition in order to have the number of the ouster. In the case, which will be mentioned on Thursday, the senators Murkomen and Kihika have been allowed to serve the respondents via the email. Those opposed to the change in the Jubilee Senate leadership argue that the Jubilee KANU coalition was null and could not have been used to reach the quorum for the Monday ouster. However, Pogisho promised to do his job as expected of him.
My integrity, or they will not question my ability to do the work. And so if they question the process that brought Honorable Murkomen to the majority leader is the same process that has brought me to the majority leader.
Also, on other news, as we continue, the taps in most parts of Nairobi County will remain dry for 2 more weeks as the Athi Water Works Development Agency begins the process of repairing the destroyed Sasumwa Kabete pipeline that is according to supply water, so that the supply water to the city. The recent Nairobi water shortage brings to the fore unresolved water challenges facing residents amidst claims of water cartels controlling the supply of precious commodity in the capital city. Kawangware is one of the most affected areas. The taps have dried up and the residents are forced to camp at water selling shops to fill their jerrycans. In one of the shops, a 20-liter jerrycans of clean water retails at 5 shillings in the face of the COVID-19 and Kawangware being a hotspot. Residents says that lack of water could expose them to the virus, since washing of hands is one of the ways of keeping the disease at bay. And 4 suspected gangsters have been gunned down by police officers in Komorok along Kangudo Road. Confirming the incident, Buruburu OCPD Danson Bungei said that a probe into the matter has been launched. Report says that the suspects had hightailed it to the total petrol station in Kamorok before opening fire on police officers who were hot on their work. In the ensuing shot out, 4 of them were gunned down and 2 pistols and 14 rounds of ammunition recovered. A police officer was also injured during the shootout and he is receiving treatment at the Mamalusi Hospital in Nairobi. The devolution CS Eugene Wamalwa has confirmed that 237 Kenyans have been killed by floods since April across the country. The CS noted that the fatalities have risen from 194 cases which were reported in earlier April when the CS gave an update on the floods in the country. The floods occasioned by the heavy long rains are expected to pound the countries through June and have affected 161,000 households so far in numbers. An estimated 807,000 Kenyans have been affected by the floods. So far in northern Kenya, Garissa and Mandera have borne the brunt of the floods, with CS Wamalo saying that the number of those affected is yet to rise. The Tana River in the Kenyan coast and the Lake Victoria regions have also been affected with the floods, rendering at least 60 people in Nyando homeless. And on other news, 16 family members have been set into quarantine after coming into contact with their kin who died yesterday. The 55-year-old patient, Ernest Kosgei, was admitted to the Longisa County Referral Hospital on May 4th, having traveled to Nairobi to seek treatment for the diabetes, but succumbed the following day at around 1 p.m. According to the reports, samples taken from his body and taken to the Cambridge lab in Kisumu turned positive for COVID-19. On Wednesday, officials from the Ministry of Health embarked on contact tracing and placed 16 families member under mandatory quarantine at the Kaplong Girls High School. One person who reportedly traveled with the deceased on the day that he was admitted is yet to be traced. And on international news, millions of Kenyans in Wuhan will be tested for the novel coronavirus within the coming days after a new cluster of cases emerged despite a strict 76-day lockdown that was intended to eliminate the virus from the central Chinese city. Over the weekend, 6 new cases were reported in the city, the first in 35 consecutive days. None of the new cases were imported from the overseas, sparking concern that the infection could still be spreading in the city where the virus is thought to have first emerged. In the response to the outbreak, authorities in Wuhan will conduct a city-wide nucleic acid testing over a period of 10 days, this according to an emergency notice issued by local authorities and circulated by state-run media outlet, the paper. Also, Algeria has started producing rapid test kits for the coronavirus with a detection time of 15 minutes and a production capacity of 200,000 units per week. This is according to the government of Algeria. The laboratory in the capital Algiers develops the test kits in partnership with Canadian and Jordanian firms. Junior Minister in charge of pharmaceutical production, Lotfu Ben Hamed, said on the state television without naming the two foreign partners. The North African countries has allocated $100 million to import medical equipment and pharmaceutical products to counter the virus. It has also received medical donation from China over the past days. The government has imposed a nationwide curfew, ordered the closure of most businesses, and suspended public transport to slow the spread of the virus. Algeria has so far reported 5,891 confirmed infections with 507 deaths and 2,841 recoveries. Continue listening to Cambridge Radio, the station that cares for you, and in a short while we will be coming to you with sport news.
Cambridge Radio, sauti yasiyokuwa na kauli.
And welcome to Sport. Cameroon has cancelled the rest of its league season and declared leaders PWD Pamenda as the champions, the country's football federation. This is according to them. The Cameroon is the 8th African country to abandon plans to resume the season, which has been curtailed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Pameda were leading Cotton Sports by a single point and had also played one match fewer when the championship was suspended in mid-March. There were 6 rounds still to complete. It is the first title for the club from the country's northwest region, who now qualify for the next season African Champions League. No team will be relegated from the top flight, the federation added, but the top two sides in the second division are promoted to an expanded 20-team leagues next season. Leagues in Angola, Burkina Faso, Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Mauritius, and Niger have already cancelled the rest of their season as African football grumbles with the impact of the coronavirus. And the London Mayor Sadiq Khan is opposed to the idea of the Premier League resuming in the capital next month, while the COVID-19 pandemic continues to cause hundreds of deaths in the United Kingdom each day. The possibility of a restart next month was given a boost when the government said that elite sport could return behind closed doors after June 1st. 5 Premier League clubs are based in London, including Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham Hotspur. Liverpool lead the league with 9 rounds remaining and needs only 6 points to seal the title. An official protocol sent to the Premier League players and managers outlining conditions for the returning to training said pitches, corners, flags, cones, and goalposts will have to be disinfected after each season. Players will be tested twice per week for the virus and take a daily temperature check, while they will also be forbidden from congregating together or traveling or from training with teammates. That's all we had for you at 4. And for more news update, be sure to continue listening to Cambridge Radio, the station that cares for you, at every top of the hour for more news updates. Or you can contact or you can text us through 0202 411 765. I am your presenter, Lynette Afandi.
You are now up to date with Cambridge News, keeping you updated.